Hey, this is your girl Bombshell coming to you with another video. I'd like to take out the time to thank everyone for taking out your time to watch my videos. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. In this video, I will show you how to make a bowl cut unit. So let's jump right into the video. I would first start off with using my 28 piece 5-inch weave, and basically you will just take this hair and you will glue the tracks all the way around from one end of the nape all the way up until the crown. As you can see already, I have already prepped my dome cap. I went in to outline where I want the tracks to start and stop. I also have outlined where my ears will be. And I just do this just for my preference. But if you're used to working with the dome cap, then you don't have to do this step. So like I said, basically you will get your glue, and you would take and glue the tracks all the way around from one end to another one. This is a quick video, y'all, so and I like to use the long pieces first. And the reason being is I like to have my hair a little bit longer on the nape. So when I do cut it, it gives me room to cut. If you start out with the short pieces, and if you're trying to go in to cut it, then you very well may cut too much or cut it too short. Again, this is just my preference. If you want it to use the short piece first, then that will be fine as well. So you basically just glue the tracks down. Like so. And you just keep doing this all the way up. You don't want to put too much space between the gap, between the tracks, but then you don't want the tracks to be too close together as well. So you kind of do a judgment as far as the space that you would like to have between the tracks. And every so often you will take your hair dryer and maybe some spritz, and you will spray to make sure that the tracks are sealed good to the dome cap. I like to go in and, which I did do before this video, go in and also spray my dome cap with some spray. So it kind of gives a dome cap, prep time. So I'm going to do about 3 of them, and then I will go in and make sure it's sealed good by blow drying and adding a little spray. So that's why it's always helpful to kind of carve out your placement for your ears once you had the dome cap on your head. And that way you can never go wrong with trying to guess where your ears will be when you're making your own wig unit. This is something that I've been doing for a while, so I haven't had no problem with it. It kind of where your unit will fit on your head like a glove. So again, for the beginners, if you just place your tracks. Okay, the glue won't stick to my finger. From one side, kind of press down. And if you get a little glue on your weave, it's fine. It's not gonna hurt anything. So once again, I get my spray my track, get my dryer. I like to also go in, and once I kind of blow dry it down, just go in and comb it out, just in case you may have some strands that are attached together, and you go ahead and smooth that out before you start the next track. And you will continue doing the same pattern all the way around until you reach the top of the crown of your head. Because the ears have already been carved out or outlined, I basically will take the tracks and go over that section. As you can see, I have two lines right here, but this is the actual line. It's my guideline right here. This is the line I start off with, but it was too high up, so I'm just going with this line, the lower line. Now on the sides, I like to aim the tracks more forward than straight across. The reason being is because I like to kind of shape the head and then give it an angle, as you can see. And I will do this all the way around till I get back to the back section. And then I will stop. And I will do this on both sides. Now if you like your hair a little bit shorter on the sides, this will be the time that you will go in and add the 4-inch or 3-inch hair that came in the box with the 28 piece. If not, then you can continue using the 5-inch. You basically do the same concept as for gluing. Maybe 3 to 4 pieces down. And using your spritz and blow dryer. Again, you want to use the white liner as your guide as far as where you start and stop at. I'm just going to turn this around so I can kind of press it down. Again, get your spray and mix that a little. Again, you want to comb it out. And I like to kind of turn this around so you can see. Kind of comb it forward because that's the way I want the hair to lay. Okay? And you will do the same thing. You continue doing the same thing all the way around until you get to the crown section. Okay, once you have completed the tracks all the way around, as you can see, before I start gluing the tracks on top, I like to go ahead and shade this down. So pretty much get this out of my way. But if you don't like to do that, you can go ahead and start your longer pieces, which is the 10-inch hair on top. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I shave this down. I'm just gonna shave it down, but I will go back in to shape it. Get your peanut clippers or any clippers that you like to use. I love to use the peanut clippers because they are light and very easy to manage. The guard I'm using right now is the number 3 guard. However, I will probably end up using number 2 as well. But you pretty much shave down their hair in the direction that you want the hair to lay. So as like I said before, I'm just shaving the hair straight down, and on the sides I will be shaving it forward. Okay, as you can see, I have tapered this down in the back all the way around. Once again, the reason being for myself, is because once I start laying the tracks and I go to cut the hair into the bow, I don't have to have any other loose hair, or I already know my guide at back here in the back. So it's kind of easy, and you will see in the video how easy it is to go ahead and shave this down first, versus you gluing all the tracks down and then going back in trying to find a guide. Again, on the sides, if you notice how when I taper the hair down, I taper this down in the back, and I taper this down going forward. And that's because that's the way I want the hair to lay. Once I try my unit on, I will go back in. If need to be, I can go in and taper this down a little bit more, and then also shape it on my head. So what I'm about to do now is go in and finish up adding my long pieces to the top. Adding the long pieces to the top. Going these pieces all the way around as well. As you notice, as you can see, The purple is on the ends. If I go in to cut this now, I'm actually cutting off some of the purple. So that's why I have some other black hair that I'm going to use in the beginning to glue these pieces down. And as I get to the top, that's when I will add the purple. The whole point of having the purple on the end, I do want to see them. I don't want to cut them off. However, if you have some hair that you're not using the ombre ends, then you can just proceed with the hair that you have. But because I have the purple on the end, the purpose of the purple is to show it, not to cut it off. So that's why we'll be going in with the solid black hair first, around, and then I will go with the purple on top. So basically what you're doing is taking your tracks and just going all the way around in a circular motion. It's very important that you split your tracks before you start, so that your tracks can lay very neat to the dome cap. If not, then it'll be more bulky, and it's not gonna look more natural. So definitely split your tracks before you start applying your hair on top. So once again, the only thing I did was add the glue to the tracks, and I pretty much just gonna lay the hair all the way around in a circular motion. And you will continue to do this until you reach the top. And that's why I always mark where I want my top to be, without trying to guess where it should be. I go ahead and mark it where I want it to be, as you can see right there. So I know where to stop with my weave. And again, you will do this, spray some spray on it, spritz, and blow dry. Go ahead and comb any strands that may be glued together. Go ahead and comb them out. And you will do this all the way around, like I said before, until you reach the top section, or the top where your centerpiece will be at. Okay, once you have completed your tracks all the way around, and now you're at the top of the crown, you can do this two different ways. The first way would be you can continue using the same hair and make your own closure, or you can use the little piece or closure that came in with your pack of hair. Once again, it's a preference, whichever way is easier for you. I do like the idea of having this closure already because it kind of lays flat, but there have been occasions when I actually make my own closure. So again, it's up to you. Once again, you will do the same thing. You will just glue the track or the closure down. And this is what it would look like once I glue it down. So I just gave you an idea of the ways that you can either do it to make your own closure, or you can use the bulk closure. So now, which I'm going to use is the bulk closure. I'm going to go in and add my glue to the top. I'm just going to spray this. Spray the closure. And I'm going to glue it down. Next, we'll take your blow dryer. So there you have it. So now when you go in to cut your hair, you don't have all the excess hair that you would not need no way underneath your hair. So you can pretty much just go in and cut, because this have already been tapered down. And that's the reason why I do mine the way I does it. The way I do it. Okay, so now I will try this unit on to get my guideline as far as where I need to start to cut. And I will come back with the finished look. Because I am using the ombre hair, and I don't want my closure to be longer than the hair itself. So what I'm going to do is take my thinning shears, and I'm just going to cut this down a little so it can actually blend right in to the black part of the weave instead of the purple. Like so. And the reason why I'm using the thinning shears instead of the regular shears is because I want a more of a natural cut instead of a blunt cut. And I actually want the hair to blend right into the shorter pieces. Because again, this will be laying flat. And once you go in to mold this down, you would not even see the pieces that I cut. It will all look the same. Okay? So once you have finished gluing the tracks down, you then want to remove the stocking, the unit from the head and pull out the plastic. Like so. So this is your unit before you do any cutting to it. Next, you want to take and hold the unit upside down. Get your dryer and just get your dryer, and you want to blow the inside dry. Now she's ready to be cut. Again, you can see where the part I have already tapered down, which will be easy for you to go in and give it a blunt cut for the bold look. Okay, right before you cut your hair, you can see I have tried the unit on, and this is what it looked like. And that's why it's very important to carve out the tracks or the lines that you want to put down for the tracks, so they can just float right across or right above your ears on both sides, and it actually fits like a glove. So now what I have to do is just go in and cut the length I want and curl it. Cutting the hair, you want to always cut it a little bit longer so they give you room to play with. So always cut the hair just a tad longer than what you really want, so give you room to play with as well as bumping it. I'm going to use my razor. So I will go in wait 1 second, I gotta flip this over. Just changing the guard on my, flipping the guard around. Make sure you have a lot of tension on it so you can put it. Once again, just like so. And you can always go back in and clean the strands up. And I'm using the razor because I want a more softer edge than a blunt edge, so that's why I'm using the razor. So you pretty much will do the same thing all the way around. Do the same thing all the way around. And again, if it's too long for me, and if I have to cut it once I bump it, then I can go back in and cut it again. But if you cut it too short in the beginning, then there's no way that you can add more hair to it. So once you have cut it and bump your hair, that's when you will go in and add the final touch. So what I'm doing just right now is just shaping it up in the back, and this style will be completed. So as you can see, that's the reason why I keep the back long. Again, it's a preference, but it gives you room to play with. So if I want to go in and shorten this some more, I can just go back in with my clippers and cut this down some more if I like. But right now, I'm liking this, so I will come back with the final look.